Dow Jones Newswires chief editor Glenn Hall here, Deirdre Bolton, and last but not least, Charles Payne. Charles, the fact of the matter is that big jobs gains were still at or near record low unemployment in this cycle. So net positive, but every time we hear the positive, we also hear the fears of rates going up.
Right.
But wasn't that a given already? And now the only issue is maybe more than we earlier thought.
Yeah, well, first of all, let's go to the highlight, right, of this report was that 2.9% year-over-year jobs growth. Hasn't happened since 2009. But if you remember, on February 2nd, when we got the jobs report for January, the initial read was 2.9%. The stock market got crushed. The Dow was off 666 points. So why isn't it getting crushed this time? I think between then and now, this Federal Reserve has kind of made it clear. First, Jerome Powell at Jackson Hole. Yesterday, John Williams, the second most powerful member of the FOMC, gave a speech in Buffalo. A known hawk sounded very dovish. I believe we could actually have a Federal Reserve that will allow Main Street to make money. So 3%, somebody in Butte, Montana, who finally got a 3% year-over-year raise, doesn't have to worry, at least I don't think right now, about the Fed derailing this whole thing.
Well, that is the hope, certainly, of the Trump administration, right, who's bemoaned the Federal Reserve in this sort of Pavlovian response to just raise rates as soon as you have an uptick in activity. Other presidents have said as much, just maybe not as loudly. So is that likely? What do you see changing here?
I don't think the Fed trajectory has changed in any way, but I think we have a clear sense of where it's going, and that can be priced into the market. What we learned today, I think more than anything, is that there is no more slack in the labor market. Like, if employers have jobs to fill, they're going to have to pay up, and that creates a little bit of a risk on the margins. Also, it maintains the threat of the Fed rate cut.
When you say that puts a little threat on the margin, what are you talking about here? So.
Well, on the margin for the company. So when they're paying more, their costs are going up, right? And are they going to be able to charge more? That's a different question.
Some of them have been able to do just that, Deirdre. So they've had a lot more flexibility than they've had in the past. Good for them, and touche to them. But isn't that the fear here? That what holds this market back a little bit, not much, I got to stress, is that inflation gets out of the bottle.
That's certainly one worry. And if you look at Fed funds futures, I know what you're saying, Charles, but it's like 79% chance that we see the fourth increase this year in September. So September 25th, 26th is when the Fed meets next. But to your point, Glenn, about the skills gap, I think that's actually going to be an interesting piece of the puzzle for employers to tackle. And we talk about these millions of jobs actually that are available right now where employers are looking. So these are, I guess we typically talk about them in STEM sort of fields, right? Science, tech, engineering, math, that for whatever reason right this second, employers are not finding where these Americans are, or we just have to improve something a little bit earlier in the game, perhaps in the education system.
So it seems that to all of you guys, this is a good report. It's a sound report. The only worry is if it just feeds this narrative of too good to be true. Now, you're saying, Charles, that there might be flexibility even on the part of some hawks to say, well, we don't have to go nuts.
Well,
so
that's what
if they don't go nuts, then play out what we can expect for rates?
Yeah, September is a given. Maybe two more rate hikes this year, and I think Wall Street would be okay with that as long as
even one in September and then one
December.
After that. Okay,
right. I think Wall Street would be fine with that as long as the data is there. Remember when Janet Yellen hiked rates for the first time. It felt like she was trying to show Wall Street her independence. The data wasn't there, and it was an odd move, and it caught a lot of people off guard. That was in the December. That January, the first 2 or 3 weeks of the month, were the worst 2 or 3 months ever in the history of the market for January. So Wall Street sent the message pretty loud and clear. We've got a Wall Street guy in there. He's not a classically trained economist. He's not going to go strictly by the spreadsheet. So he's someone who understands markets. He understands the economy. He understands Main Street. And remember, the rally we had after his comments at Jackson Hole were phenomenal. So I'm hoping, and I really believe, unless the data gets so overwhelming, for instance, the construction jobs, 23,297 over the last year. I went over each category in terms of pay. That was the only one where pay went down.
Is that right?
Yeah. It was not a lot, but it was the only category where we saw a decline. So slow and steady. some room to grow, not wedded to the idea of instant knee-jerk reaction based solely on the rigid parameters. I think that's what investors should hope the Fed's doing. And right now, I believe that's what they're doing.
And that's what they're kind of hoping to see here. The only wrinkle here is we have an expansion in a possible trade war that will now go after Japan. And I'm just wondering whether this trade thing is a wild card. Like for you, when you write and report on all this stuff, lo and behold, we find out that, oh, we have another target.
The risks to the U.S. economy are external for the most part right now. The rest of the world is not growing at this pace. We saw weaker numbers out of Europe today. And when you add that all up and you put on top of it these tariff battles that we're going through, that represents a certain amount of threat to the growth rate in the economy. I don't think it represents a total reversal of the growth. Slow and steady applies to growth in this country right now as well.
But if we haven't resolved the impasse with the Canadians and we haven't, come close to getting anything sealed, signed, and delivered with the Chinese, and that wasn't expected anyway, but now we've expanded this potentially to Japan, that's a worry.
It is a worry, but I think we should also keep in mind that our economy has been fueled domestically for a while now, and that is still going to be the case. The weakness in the other parts of the world might, in fact, mitigate a little bit of the tariff threat because they weren't spending anyway.
Yeah, we talk right about the fact that Americans consume 80% of what we produce. That's pretty much the highest that there is in any developed economy.